Hello and welcome to Stampin' by Hannah. Thank you for joining me today as part of Festive Fireplace Week. This is a series of blog posts over on my blog, the link's in the down bar below as always, featuring this stamp set and the coordinating dies which come in a fabulous bundle as part of the new Autumn Winter catalogue. I love this. I think I love it because I love this. I love the pussycat. I'm really struggling to get it to look like Frida because Frida's a tabby cat and she has... We're awkward women and she's just the same. So, and I have a bit of an idea of where we're going with, because it's also Technique Tuesday, so I was like, I'm trying to combine the two here. And it's taken me about 2 weeks to come up with a technique that I could use. I've got loads of ideas for this stamp set, but trying to fit to something that would fit into a Technique Tuesday was really tricky. So, but I'm up for a challenge, but I haven't made the card yet. So I'm literally going to walk you through the process of me making a card. This video might get waffly, I do apologise. So this is my favourite stamp set from the new catalogue, but I do have another favourite product, and it is the Winter Wonderland Designer Vellum Stack, and it is beautiful. There are lovely black on vellum printed patterns that are just lush, and then there are also gold, and the best bit about the gold is it's silver on the reverse. I don't know how well you can see that. I love that. So I have pulled out a few bits and pieces. I have a cherry cobbler card base and a piece of that vellum that is the black diagonal stripe. I've got a piece of Whisper White, and I have die cut the fire from the Festive Fireplace out of some watercolour paper because I thought, let's do a bit of watercolour with our marker pens. I love the Stampin' Wet markers, as you all are well aware, but I don't watercolour with them very often, and I want to try something basically, and I'm going to try it on video, which may or may not be stupid, but we'll give it a go. So I'm going to go and get some water, because that is one thing I managed to forget, and a paintbrush, and I'll be back with you in a second. Okay, so I've got my water and my paintbrush. I'm going to move my card base off to one side, and I've got my die cut piece on there and the fireplace, the fire stamp. The only other thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to use our brand new Archival Basic Black, which is different to our standard pads in that it is a linen topped pad, so it's not quite as squishy as our other pads. Normally I would stamp and then die cut. I don't know why I've done it this way around, I really don't, but I'm going to zoom in for you so you can see there. But it shouldn't matter too much because it's a photopolymer stamp. You can see straight through it, and there we go. So this is a great new ink. It's fabulous for watercolour, but it does take a little minute to dry, and it does stain your stamps, so just be warned. So I've got brand new paintbrush here as well, and I've just done that and realised it's really hard. You might find this if you go to a craft shop and buy a paintbrush, because it's one of those things that Stampin' Up just don't sell, that you might find that you've got a bit of gum on your paintbrush and you need to just rinse the paintbrush off, and you might need to do it a couple of times just to get that gum out. And I'm sorry if you can hear wailing, but Frida the cat has decided she wants to be in this video. But not in person, just her voice. So, while I'm waiting for that to dry, I have also got, I'm probably now far too zoomed in for this. Oh yes, way too zoomed in. Oh, that's the wrong way. I'm really good with a video camera, if it's anybody else noticed. I've got Guy Greetings, because for all it's a Christmas stamp set, I'm not making a Christmas card, I'm going to make a birthday card, because I love this font. It's just lovely, and it makes wonderful guy birthday cards. So I've got cherry cobbler, and I've got the happy birthday sentiment already on my block, and I'm going to pop that near-ish to the bottom of that piece of Whisper White, straight-ish, central-ish, as always, and move that so that can dry, and this should now be ready to go. Yes. So I'm going to zoom you back in. Oh, are you going to focus? Oh, there we are. And we're going to start watercolouring. So we're going to use I've got my water and my paintbrush, and I've got my Stampin' Right markers, and I've got chocolate chip, crushed curry, and pumpkin pie. So I'm going to start off with the lightest colour first. I'm going to pop this at the top of my flame, get lots of water on my paintbrush, and move that ink. Just spread that ink around. And we might need lots of water for this, or we might just need a little bit. Depends on how well loved your markers have been. And you don't want to leave it too long because you will get a line if you do. So you need to do sort of one flame at a time, or if you were doing this for a flower, one petal at a time. Just move that down. As you can see, I've got a lot of water on there. Oh. Sorry, I'm sure that paintbrush is getting right in the way. Just let that water move that ink. Just encouraging it to move. This is one of those times where, because I'm concentrating, I forget that I'm talking as well. So I'll either go really quiet, because I'm just forgetting that I'm filming and you're there watching me, or I'll talk utter nonsense. That is if you don't think I talk utter nonsense already. So I'm just gonna, I would hit that with my heat tool, but my heat tool's died. Genuinely died. I need a new one really badly. It's one of those things that's been on my wish list for a little while because it's been dying. But it's now completely just worn out. Just, yeah, ready to properly do the journey. And I haven't got a replacement because things like catalogue launches just really get in the way. So, oh, there we go, look at that, moving about there. And I don't mind that we've got kind of light bits and dark bits, because we can sort that out later on. So I'm just going to scribble that on. Lots of water. Move it around. The thing with, you can't do this with Whisper White. It's got to be watercolour paper. But the problem with the watercolour paper is that it soaks in really quickly. And I've now got a wet marker, which is fine, it will dry. So I'm going to leave that to dry for a moment. Okay, and we'll go in with some orange. My watercolour paper isn't completely dry, it is a bit damp, so because there has been so much water on it. I'm just gonna need to be a bit careful because you don't want the two wet areas next to each other because the ink will bleed a little bit. So once we've done sort of direct to paper watercolour, got my piece of just a piece of kitchen paper, I'm going to dab that over. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to do is, because I'm not quite getting the effect that I want, I've got an acrylic block. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit, or in again. Oh, it's going well this, isn't it? So I've got my acrylic block and I'm going to scribble some of the marker onto the block and put some water in. I'm going to watercolour as if it was paint, so just so that I know then I can get the colour that I want. And it is, at the end of the day, it is a fire, so it doesn't matter too much if it's not perfect. I'm gonna, I think, I'm not getting as much orange out of that as I normally would. I think it's probably because the marker's a bit wet. That's better. Look at that, that's gorgeous. There we go. I'm just going to add in a bit of, oh, wrong end of the marker, Tangerine Tango, just to give it a bit more colour. Like so, and then finish off with that chocolate chip. On our wooden logs. As you can see, I've had a lot of water on this piece of watercolour paper and it's still holding. It's not affected it really in any way. It's still quite happy. So there we have our fire. Now beautifully watercoloured. I'll pop that off to one side while we assemble the rest of our card. So like I said, I've got a piece of cherry cobbler, I've got that lovely piece of vellum and my piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to attach my vellum with Fast Fuse. Now I'm going to put the Fast Fuse in the middle, but Fast Fuse is a clear adhesive, so I could actually put it on the corners and you wouldn't be able to see it, but I like the look of vellum being slightly lifted up. Actually on coloured cards you can see it, but on Whisper White you use a little bit and you can't tell. So I'm going to put some Fast Fuse on the back of my Whisper White piece and layer that over that adhesive mess in the middle, like so. And this card is actually going to go to one of my brother-in-law, who is a bit of a pyromaniac, so it's quite fitting. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of my fire. And there we have it. Festive fireplace. The birthday edition, and I'll zoom out so you can actually see the card. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Isn't that lovely? Really quite pleased with that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Don't forget, link to all the products are in the down bar below. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.